Iran's supreme leader Ali Khamenei has called on the country to restart uranium enrichment as of today, as U.S. relations continue to deteriorate. The Ayatollah posted on his Twitter account calling on Iran to resume its uranium enrichment program despite its 2015 nuclear deal capping production. Posting to his official account, Mr. Khomeini insisted Iran must start enriching uranium in spite of the nuclear accord. He said, "When oil finishes, it will become common to use nuclear energy that is cleaner and cheaper to produce. Enrichment can't start at that time, we need to start today." The arrogant West wants Iran to be dependent on them the day it needs nuclear energy. On Sunday, Tehran said they do not consider the time to be suitable to resume talks with Washington after the EU proposed an informal meeting over the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, JCPOA. Foreign Ministry spokesman Saeed Khatibzadeh said in a statement, "Considering the recent positions and actions of the United States and the three European countries, Iran does not consider the time suitable to hold the informal meeting proposed by the European coordinator. There has still been no change in the U.S. positions and behavior yet." The spokesman then claimed the Biden administration has continued Trump's failed policy of maximum pressure, and added, "America must end its illegal and unilateral sanctions and return to its deal commitments. This needs neither negotiations nor resolutions." Ned Price, U.S. State Department spokesman, said the U.S. is still willing to engage in talks with Iran, and is not dogmatic about the format of talks so long as the UK and other signatories of the JCPOA were involved. But in a warning to Iran, he added, "What we are dogmatic about is the fact that Iran can never be allowed to acquire a nuclear weapon." Iran and Mr. Khomeini have insisted the nuclear program is not to develop weapons, but rather to provide energy, with the Ayatollah saying the U.S. has an ulterior motive in curbing uranium enrichment due to the sale of oil. He said on Twitter, "The West is taking barrels and barrels of oil now at a low price and yet still making more demands. If they owned the oil and we wanted to buy from them, they would sell it to us in bottles at high prices. They want to do this with nuclear energy. No. Enrichment is one of our needs." In 2015, Iran, the U.S. and 5 other global powers agreed terms to lift sanctions on Tehran in exchange for curbs on uranium enrichment under the JCPOA. Former U.S. President Donald Trump walked away from the agreement in 2018, reimposing sanctions on Iran, who in turn resumed their nuclear program. Mr. Biden stated in the lead-up to last year's U.S. election, he wanted to return to the JCPOA, but only if Iran agreed to reimpose restrictions before beginning talks with the U.S. Mr. Khomeini refused to do so, and has since said the ball is in their court for restarting talks on the JCPOA.